a ferocious start. They had a great start to the second half on Wednesday. The problem was they were already down 26 at the break. Got to avoid a slow start, and they have to make Western Carolina make some tough shots. They gave up a ton of layups early in the game at Wofford, and that's just not going to work if you want to get off to the start I'm talking about.
Well, Vernon Collins won the tip, and the first possession belongs to the Catamounts. This is Jason's player to watch. Pelote, spin move, unable to score off the glass. And the rebound is ripped away by Adams, and he's fouled.
Oh, that's really good defense, one-on-one by Shola Adebisi. It was a pretty good take by Pelote. He got a good look, and then on the other side of that, a pretty big foul early on a guy that both of these head coaches talked about when we chatted with them before the game. Vernon Collins, a great rebounder, picks up a foul early.
Starting five for the Bulldogs: Fox, Glover, Adams, Adebisi, and Davidson. Citadel averaging 69.6 points per game this season. Shooting 44% from the field, 31% from three. They swing it around to Adebisi. 10 on the shot clock. Adebisi from the corner.
And just caught it with his heel on the sideline. We've talked about that a ton. It feels like that happens in a college game 2 or 3 times a night. And that time, maybe good news for Adebisi because the shot hit the side of the backboard. That won't count as a missed field goal.
Stansbury, McKee, Highland, Pelote, and Collins are starting five for the Catamounts. They average 67.6 points per game, shooting 39% overall. Under 30 from behind the arc. And they do like to take a lot of threes. 5 seconds for Stansbury. Baseline jumper is short. Rebound is tracked down by Brody Fox.
And this game might come down to who gets the better looks. Some tough shots early in this game both ways.
Oh, Fox was denied. Thanks to Catamounts the other way. Freshman point guard Highland. Now Stansbury, the Pepperdine transfer, kicks it out.
And the Citadel switching every screen defensively early.
Smooth stroke of Bernard Pelote, averaging 13.2 per game. He's their leading scorer and rebounder this season, coming off a 21-point performance on Wednesday at ETSU. Glover passed him the three. Adams asking for inside. They can't get it to him. Instead, it's an open look for Cam Glover. Offensive rebound for John Adams. Another opportunity here for the Bulldogs. Davidson for three. High arcing shot, does not get the bounce. It's Catamounts basketball.
Well, again, a tough start offensively for the Citadel. They were down 11-0 on Wednesday. They've had other games where they've been facing a double-digit deficit or haven't scored at the first media timeout. And we talked to Ed Conroy. He said, man, if we could get off to a hot start, I think it would take some of the pressure and some of that stress off of our shoulders. And you also wouldn't have to try and, for a team that averages under 70 points a game, try and make up a big margin throughout the course of the game after a tough start. But early on, the shot's not falling again.
I felt like the Citadel and Western, both teams played a strong half on Wednesday. Western looked good in the first half at ETSU. Stansbury off the mark. Rebound for Brody Fox. As you mentioned, Jason, the Bulldogs looked really good in the second half of their game on Wednesday.
Yeah, they were down 26 at the break, and all of a sudden it was an 8-point game a couple of different times in the second half. And the one thing they did really well was shoot free throws.
There's Christian Moore, the redshirt freshman from Los Angeles, California, coming off an 8-point performance on Wednesday. And he's been shooting the ball very well, Jason, of late.
He has, and he's coming off of an injury that cut his season short last year and starting to get back to what this coaching staff believed he could be as a true freshman.
Highland ran out of room. Instead, it's Pelote. Drains another one.
Oh, that's just a fortunate bounce for Western Carolina. You can't ask for a better result from fumbling the ball to your best shooter on the perimeter, and he knocks it down. And they don't shoot a great percentage, but a lot of that comes down to who's shooting it. And if Pelote's shooting it, you're going to feel pretty good about the chances of it going in.
It's all 5 points for the Catamounts so far. The miss from Fox, and it's Highland the other way. Chase McKee against Adebisi. McKee hits the side of the backboard. Moore will take it again, And hits.
You need somebody, it feels like, for both of these teams to get hot from the perimeter, aside from Fox and Pelote on the respective sides. And if it's going to be more off the bench, then I think Ed Conroy is going to be more than happy with that result.
He has all 6 for the Bulldogs. Pelote cannot respond, in and out.
Dave, he just has one of those releases. You always think the ball's going in.
Oh, Pelote denies Fox. Had a look for him as well. Now it's Pelote on the offensive end, pulls up. Tap for the rebound in the possession of Marcus Kell. But we'll go the other way. Well, we've seen Pelote score 5 points already for Western Carolina, but how about his defense, Jason, against Brody Fox?
Yeah, absolutely incredible effort here, and I think that'll always be associated with that is Vontarius Woolbright. Of course, that led to some opportunities for the coaching staff as well, and some of those other players have gone in a different direction, but the moral of the story is this has been a pretty closely contested series, and I would expect more of the same today.
Talked about Woolbright, 27-11 in that game in Cullowhee, 22-15 in the win here inside McAllister. Terrific player he was. Adebisi in the paint. He's surrounded, kicks it out. An open 3 for Davidson.
Oh, really good look. He got to the paint, kicked it out to a good shooter with his feet set. Didn't get the home court bounce that time.
Fisher Brown got the rebound for the Catamounts. He's checked in. Freshman from Montana. Spin move from McKee with the stuff.
Well, that's really good. I think he got Christian Moore out on his toes a little bit too far. Felt that pressure on his back and was able to spin off it with no resistance. And it's interesting when Pelote's on the bench, where does Western Carolina go for a couple of buckets? Today they bring Ice Emery off the bench, who averages nearly double digits.
Brody Fox converts inside.
Expect to see a lot more of that for Brody Fox. And once he sees one go through, he's going to be relentless attacking the rim.
Averaging 16.5 per game. It's tied for 5th in the Southern Conference. Coming off an 18-point performance on Wednesday at Wofford. Here's Emery against Davidson. He'll kick it out. An open look for Stansberry. In and out. And the rebound to Cam Glover.
You know, he's one of the guys you want taking those kind of shots. 31% from 3. And he's had a couple of good looks that haven't dropped for him early.
McKee, tough defensively against Fox. Davidson looking for room in the paint, can't find anyone. And we'll go the other way.
I think Fox thought Davidson was going to go up with a shot, and so he was waiting in the lane for a rebound. And when that didn't happen, then Fox caught the ball eventually, but had been camped in the lane for a while.
Colby McAllister will check in for the Bulldogs, Jason's player to watch today. Junior guard out of Spanish Fort, Alabama. Coming off his first start of the season on Wednesday at Wofford. 9 minutes, didn't score. So good against VMI in their last home game. 18.7 boards, 5 assists, highs in all 3 categories. Scramble for the loose ball. Collins is out of bounds.
And you could see the reaction of the Citadel coaching staff and Ed Conroy pumping his fist over there and giving a congratulatory shove, if you will, to the guys who were hustling in the corner and earned that ball back. And you can imagine that's been the message in the locker room during this tough stretch is, hey, at least we can go out there and give effort and make plays like that.
They get it to Adams in the post. Here's Fox. Check by Kell. Fox works baseline, dishes to Adams, who finishes from in close.
Well, that's a good job because sometimes when Adams and Fox are paired together, Adams is not a guy that you have to take out to the perimeter defensively.
And there's Kell, who responds with a 3 for Western Carolina.
So when you have a big like Collins, he can sit in the paint when Fox is trying to go to work and doesn't have to guard Adams. But if Fox drives it right at him and draws both, and then Adams drops off onto the block, you can have that pass under the basket available, and Fox used it.
Fox loses possession. It's a turnover for the Bulldogs. This is Ice Emery. He makes his move. Emery kicks it out. Kell, another look. too strong, and a rebound for Colby McAllister.
Yeah, both teams, I think, are getting really high-quality looks, and they just have to knock them down at a little better clip so far.
Christian Moore has knocked down a couple for the Bulldogs. This is Fox. Rebound bounces to Ice Emery.
I don't know that any shot that Brody Fox takes is a bad one, but that felt maybe a little bit early in the shot clock for a contested three. Could have got that later.
How about the athleticism of Highland? Misses the shot. Still working underneath. Under 10 for Emery. A little out of control that time, Jason.
Well, I think he thought Collins was going to go up for the alley-oop, and he just flipped it up there knowing the help side defender had come to him, but he didn't do it.
Well, brings us to the under 12 media timeout. 11:54 left to go in the first. We're tied at 10. Adam Conroy, a Citadel legend, both as a player and a coach. Jason, you talked to us before the game about being more aggressive defensively today.
Yeah, I think it was interesting. You look at the scouting report against Western Carolina, they shoot a low percentage from behind the arc, but he said, we don't necessarily want to classify them as non-shooters and go under screens. We want to challenge them and make sure nobody gets hot early.
Also got a defender in the air. Instead, it's Davidson for three. Doesn't get the bounce. His ball's it. He'll stay with the Citadel.
Well, that was a really head-scratching possession for the Citadel out of the timeout. Davidson caught it at the top of the key and was looking around for an outlet, didn't find one, so he just kind of shrugged his shoulders and shot it. And I looked at the shot clock, expecting it to say 2 or 3. It was still at 10. He had time to make a play, and that's a heads-up play, but he didn't finish.
Bounced it off of the freshman, C.J. Highland. Can get the easy two, but possession still here for the Bulldogs. 5 seconds for Adams. Davidson again off the back of a Catamount, this time off of Stansberry, who's in the passing lane.
And they actually let the shot clock expire, but they're going to put 1 second on the shot clock. And it's really tough. You can see the way Western Carolina is playing off of Adebisi and Adams. And the lane right now is jammed up with purple shirts. They want to make those bigs for the Citadel make a shot.
It'll have to be a quick shot here with 1 second. McAllister was close.
I mean, that's 2 of the most high-quality looks you can get. Shots uncontested under the rim for Davidson and McAllister, and neither went down.
Pelote.
I mean, he's a problem. We've seen the jump shot, and that time at 6'8", showed his quickness to get a step and then rose up over everybody to finish. Really good move.
He's got 7. Now 2 points away from 1,000 for his career. Rebound for McKee.
I think he's going to get there today, Dave. Just a guess.
You're putting your money on Pelote, huh?
I would. I don't have much to put on that, but if I did.
I think that would be a strong bet. Stansbury makes his move. Pelote from the corner.
See?
He's got over 1,000 now, Jason.
Well, now you know he's feeling it today. And the misses he has, he's missed 3 shots. They've all been in the cylinder and rimmed out. I mean, this could be a problem in a hurry. You've got to identify number 3 coming down at about half court.
Glover is fouled behind the arc. We'll head to the line for 3.
And we've seen him be able to do that, and I don't know that it's necessarily a skill because other teams and officials are going to figure it out quickly if you're doing something extra there to draw a foul. But he's been fouled on a lot of three-point attempts, and on that replay, it looks like Highland just kind of got too close and stuck his foot in the landing area, and that's going to be a foul every time. In fact, in the NBA now, they review that, and that could be a flagrant type of foul.
Well, it's the first free throw attempt from either side today, halfway through the first half. And it's good for Cam Glover, one of the better free throw shooters for the Citadel, 79%. Glover coming off a 17-point performance on Wednesday at Wofford. 4 made threes. Third time he's scored 17 points this season. Season high is 20. That was in the home game against Furman.
Can I say something that you're not going to like and that I might immediately regret?
Go for it.
How nice is it to watch 10 minutes of a game where 2 fouls have been called? I mean, this has been fantastic basketball.
Why would I not like that?
Because oftentimes when you say that, it quickly turns around the other way and becomes a foul fest in the second half.
Well, if it does, Jason, we won't blame you.
Well, this has been good physical, fundamental defense and, just free-flowing basketball. That's all you can ask for.
It's a 3-point lead for the Catamounts. Highland kicks it out. Stansbury guarded closely by Davidson, but a little too close. Stansbury will now head to the line for the Catamounts. And now it's the second foul of the game, Jason. Well, at least the second time player will head to the line.
And I don't think we're in panic territory yet. That was a good eyebrow fake from Stansbury, and he's one of the guys you do have to chase and be concerned about the jump shot. Now, mid-range jumper sort of fading away. You probably don't want to leave your feet there if you're Paxton Davidson, but Stansbury able to get to the free throw line, and they're trying to get somebody going besides Bernard Pillow.
And Stansbury is their best at the line, entering today 94% on the season. Leads the SoCon in free throw percentage. Redshirt sophomore from California. 14-point performance on Wednesday against ETSU. It was his 11th game with double-digit points this season. It's been a good addition coming over from Pepperdine. Christian Moore, a couple of threes early in this one. Brody Fox. They have their best defender, Jason McKee, on Fox. No surprise. McKee staying with Fox, forces a tough shot. Fox hits.
And that's what makes him so tough. You can stop the initial drive. If you don't, it's almost always a bucket. But he also can rise up. He has a little bit extra lift there to get a shot off.
Good look inside to McKee. Stays with it. A third opportunity denied by Adebisi.
Boy, McKee, the first two looks were regrettable misses for him, and then Adebisi able to wipe the third one away.
Moore from the corner. He's short, and rebound is corralled by Pelote.
Oh, that's the kind of shot that both of these teams have kind of been missing early this year, where you have some momentum, you make a great defensive play, a chance to start a little spurt. Everybody on the bench starting to get to their feet, and the shot just doesn't go.
3-point game. Get it inside to McKee. Off the mark, and rebound for Brody Fox.
I don't think you mind him taking that shot.
Glover puts a shoulder into Highland. Draws the offensive foul, and C.J. Highland is fired up for the Catamounts.
Well, it's really hard to draw an offensive foul this year in college basketball, but the one thing that is almost always an offensive foul is you put a shoulder into a guy while backing him down, and then you do it a second time. There's one, there's two, and Highland was ready for it that time, and then a pretty good sell job to make sure you go down and make it look like a foul.
Highland, who had 4 points and 4 rebounds on Wednesday at ETSU, playing big minutes of late for the Catamounts. Kell inside. Off of Adebisi. A little miscommunication there between he and Christian Moore. It'll be Catamounts basketball.
Well, Dave, they have a combined, these two teams right now, 10 points in the paint, but it feels like they've left 15 or 20 out there just by missing shots right at the rim, and give some credit to the defense, but at some point you'd like to finish those at a higher clip.
Kell for three. Got it.
Well, you don't expect him to come in and get hot from behind the arc. He shoots it at a pretty good percentage, but I don't think you mind him taking those in your defensive game plan, but all of a sudden a couple go through, and now he has his confidence as well.
He got the start on Wednesday at ETSU. 3 points, had some foul trouble. In and out for Glover. And Moore comes up with it for the Bulldogs.
And that's kind of a play similar to Pelote's three early in the game, where a loose ball just falls in your lap. A couple of Catamounts battling each other for the rebound, and Moore takes advantage.
Moore has 8 points, half the Bulldogs total. Western Carolina leads the Citadel 20-16 with 7:28 left to go in the first half. Obviously the head coach at Gardner-Webb for 11 seasons. A pair of 21 seasons in Boiling Springs, had a lot of success there, Jason. It's a rebuilding opportunity this season at Western, and I was hoping they're playing their best by March.
Yeah, and I think the one thing that came across when we talked to him is how excited he is to be in Cullowhee with this Western Carolina program. And he mentioned one of the perks was building something at Gardner-Webb in the Big South and then moving 2 hours down the road to take on a new challenge in the SoCon, which is a beast of a league every year. And He has been incredibly excited. He's hopeful, like you mentioned, that they're going to play their best basketball coming up.
And he beat Western Carolina each of the past 3 seasons as a coach at Gardner-Webb. So if you're Western, you can't beat him, go get him.
No doubt about it. And I think having the nickname Runnin' Bulldogs makes you really work hard as an offensive coach, too, because you can't play, slow half-court basketball when you have runnin' with an apostrophe in your nickname.
10 seconds for Fox. He kicks it out. Glover for 3. That's good.
Big shot for not only Cam Glover, but for the Citadel. Just to see one of those go is going to give him a little bit more confidence. And we've seen it. He's a guy that when he gets hot, the step-back jumper is there, and he can take over a game for a couple of segments.
He's got 5 points for the Bulldogs. They're within 1. Kell unable to connect with Collins. That pass not close. And it's a turnover for Western Carolina. Turnovers have been a bit of a problem this season for the Catamounts, Jason.
Yeah, you can definitely say that. They're averaging about 16 per game. And today they've taken care of it at a better clip than that, at least in the early going. But there have been a couple of big misconnections on passes under the rim that just haven't been close.
Whistle and a blocking foul on Bernard Pelote.
When I saw that they had him guarding Fox primarily, I thought that was going to be interesting to watch. And how long, if you're Tim Kraft, can you leave Pelote on Fox if he picks up fouls? Just because, Fox shoots more free throws per game than anyone in this conference. He's going to go at you, and you have to be very disciplined once you pick up the first foul to not make it 2 or 3 more.
I think they prefer to have McKee on him. McKee not on the floor right now for the Catamounts. So it's Pelote checking Fox. This is Adams. He goes down as he ran into Collins. That'll be the second foul called on Vernon Collins.
Well, I'll say this. I think John Adams is a pretty physical, strong guy, and he just ran into Collins and went down like he got drilled, and then he gave a little bit of a look at Collins, but, man, that's pretty physical play if you can knock a big guy down like that.
Collins goes 6'10", 224. Off the floor now with 2 fouls. Brown, Stansberry in the corner. That's Emery. A rebound to Christian Moore. Adams in the post, working on Kell. Kicks it out. Davidson from the wing.
That's a big shot as well. Paxton Davidson sees one go through after an 0-for-4 start. And I thought maybe a little aggressive on the double by Western Carolina. Adams does not look to score all that often. They sent a double and left the shooter open.
Well, Kell converts inside against Adams.
I just don't think you can double off of a shooter to double Adams. If you're going to double there, it's got to be off of somebody you would identify as a guy you don't mind taking a perimeter shot. Davidson, not that.
Tied at 22 as we approach 5 minutes remaining in the half. Shot no good from Brody Fox. Pelote with the rebound.
I haven't seen a look for Pelote here in quite some time. Let's see if they try to get him the basketball.
He has 10 points. He's 4 for 7 from the field, 2 for 3 from behind the arc so far. That's the freshman Brown.
Just left him all alone in the corner. Ed Conroy really frustrated with his defensive assignments on that play, and that's one thing that Brown can do, and he hasn't been electric from behind the arc this year, but that's not a guy you want to give a shot without a hand in his face, and his feet set.
Really good three-point shooter at the high school level. Expecting the same in Cullowhee. Stansberry with the rebound for the Catamounts. They lead by 3. Looking to add to that total. It's Kell. Line drive 3 is off the mark.
There just hasn't been a ton of offensive rhythm in this game. And again, I don't think it's necessarily bad shots. I just think they haven't made them. And you're getting the looks you want on both sides. The teams are shooting 36% when you're talking about Western Carolina, 34, almost 35% for the Citadel. They just got to start knocking down shots. And if one team can do that for an extended stretch, you're going to have a chance to pull away.
Davidson unable to knock it down. And a rebound for Pelote. Emery goes behind the back. Goes through the hands of Pelote, recovers. Plenty of time on the shot clock. Highland gets in the paint, the floater. Won't go. That's off of the Bulldogs. It'll stay with Western Carolina, but it will bring us to immediate timeout with 3:33 left to go in the first half. A good one so far in Charleston. Western Carolina leads
so far. I guess the one thing that can save you if you do turn it over is if the other team gives it back to you at the same rate. And I think both of these teams and both coaches talked about they have, according to Ken Palm, some of the fewest Division I games of experience in college basketball this year. So it's going to take time to learn how to play day in and day out at this level without turning the ball over.
Well, Pelote gets 2 more. Gives us a flex as well as the Catamounts lead by 5. Yeah, both of these teams, not a lot of D1 experience. Both rank what, Jason? About the 350s, that range?
Yeah, and there aren't many more teams than that in Division I college basketball, so that gives you a pretty good feeling. There's only, 10 or 15 teams less experienced.
Moore can't hit. A rebound for Kell. Moore now 2 for 5 from behind the arc. Catamounts swinging around. Ice Emery. Checked by Davidson. Gets a little space. His shot is short. And Avisi with the rebound for the Bulldogs. Now find a cutting Davidson there.
Highland guarding Fox as well. If Brody Fox gets in the post, chance for an easy bucket. Well, that'll work.
Adebisi drains the 3.
And they've been daring him to shoot it. It's 28% on the year, but we've seen him knock those down. He started the year fantastic from behind the arc. He's cooled off in conference play, but he'll take that one.
Coming off a 4-point performance against Wofford. Brown is fouled. Fisher Brown will head to the line as the foul will be called, I believe, on Cam Glover. We'll take another look. That's on Christian Moore. Excuse me. First shot from Brown is good.
We talked about.
Go ahead. I'm sorry, Jason.
My bad, Dave. He, the guy that dominated Montana basketball and then played a prep year at a notable program in Utah, Wasatch Valley. So a guy that has a pretty good pedigree coming in here and kind of trying to get going. A guy that could be big for Tim Kraft, not only the rest of this year, but in the future.
He was a Max Preps Montana Player of the Year. Lit it up in that state. Had a 54-point game once. He's a 3-point shooter. 39 of his 50 shots coming into today are from behind the arc. Catamounts lead by 4. Moore kicks it out. Glover. Back iron. Another rebound for Pelote. That's his 4th.
Well, you could tell by Glover's body language, he thought he had that one just a little bit too strong.
Highland an open look. Kell gets the offensive rebounds. And he's fouled. He had the height advantage over Cam Glover there. Glover going 6 foot. Kell goes 6'8", just reached over him for that board, Jay.
Yeah, I thought that wasn't a question of effort or positioning by Cam Glover. He was in a good spot, but he's just a lot smaller than Kell is. And like you mentioned, ripped it down by just jumping over him, did it without contact, and then you're in a tough spot trying to guard him one-on-one if you're Glover.
Kell hits the first. Marcus Kell, a redshirt sophomore from Rock Hill. Didn't play last season, but played 20 games as a freshman for the Catamounts in the 2022-23 season. Saw action in both games against the Citadel, but limited minutes, didn't score. He's been scoring so far this afternoon. Kell has 10 for Western Carolina. Fox kicks it out. Adebisi for 3.
Well, I think the 1-3 did not scare Western Carolina. They're still going to make him knock down another or maybe 2 more before they respect him too much on the perimeter.
He's a 28% three-point shooter this season. Kell, he's feeling it.
No, that's what you don't want to happen. As good as Pelote is to have somebody else start to get it going and take over the game. And Kell has been fantastic coming off the bench today.
Game high 13 for Marcus Kell. Western Carolina leads by 9, a 14-3 run.
Chance for a 2-for-1 if you go quick.
Fox gets the bounce.
And they won't get the 2-for-1. That took just long enough for Fox to get the shot off that Western Carolina, if they play this right, will have at least a 7-point lead at the half, if not more, if they can convert.
Western shooting better from behind the arc than they are from inside the arc so far. See what they do here. It's Highland against Davidson. The turnaround is good.
He took it a little bit early, but he knocks it down.
Last opportunity at the end of the first half for Davidson. It won't go, and that's how the first. Getting ready for the start of the second half. The Bulldogs possession, trailing by 9. Brody Fox had 6 in the first half for the Citadel. Their second leading scorer so far today. Swing it around to Davidson. Get inside to John Adams against Collins. He kicks it out. Davidson for 3. Got it.
Well, that's the second time now where they've thrown it into John Adams, who isn't necessarily looking to score. Western Carolina has sent another defender toward him, and it led to a wide-open 3 for Paxton Davidson.
Now 2 for 7 from behind the arc. 6 points for the Bulldogs.
And that was a big kick there by the Citadel. Adams got caught on the screen on the baseline, and Collins was going to have a dunk or a layup if that ball got through on the entry pass.
Pelote, almost a turnover. Collins corrals it. Collins working against Adams. He traveled.
Again, Adams a little bit undersized in that matchup, but plays very physical, low to the ground, and gave him a bump. Collins dragged the pivot foot.
Collins hasn't scored yet. Coach Kraft told us he's more of an anchor for their defense, plays hard, but he does have the potential to give them some scoring. Davidson, pump fake. Instead, it's Fox. Adams working hard for the offensive rebound. He's fouled. If that's Collins, it'll be number 3.
And that is going to be Collins. He had his arm wrapped up. And again, Adams just fighting out there, battling for every loose ball. The problem is, if you're the Citadel, Collins is going to check out of this game, but potentially the guy who's been a bigger thorn in your side now in Kell will come off the bench right away.
Maybe you can take advantage of that matchup on the offensive end if you're the Bulldogs. An open look for Adebisi. Rattles it in.
Well, this is kind of reminiscent of the second half start at Wofford on Wednesday when the Citadel came right out of the gates, cut a 26-point deficit down to around 10, and they're off to a great start to half number 2 again.
Fox will be whistled here. That's just his first.
The Citadel has shown a penchant to do the same thing prior to the game on Wednesday. I think they were down at half to Furman here, and all of a sudden had a 10-point lead late in that game. They ended up struggling down the stretch, lost in overtime. But whatever Ed Conroy is saying at halftime, or whether it's the guys relaxing a bit when they come out for the second half, it's been a much different look for the Citadel as opposed to the start of the game.
Western Carolina would like a different look to the second half in this one than they had in the loss at ETSU on Wednesday.
The good news for them is Jaden Seymour is not wearing a Citadel uniform today. He was part of the problem there.
That's a good point. Adams. He's hit and fouled. Foul will be called on Stansbury on that collision.
Boy, John Adams has been everywhere out there, and Stansbury took the brunt of that contact. Right on the collarbone, it looks like. Adams grabbed it, and maybe the elbow caught Stansbury and sort of rocked his neck as well. You don't want to run into John Adams like that, I promise you.
Adams 6'8", 225. Glover fouled again on a three-point attempt.
I don't have the stat in front of me, but I'm telling you, he draws more fouls shooting a three than any player I've seen in a couple of years now in the SoCon. I don't know if it's the way that he uses screens, if it's the way he finishes his shot, but guys just can't stay away from his legs.
And the second time he's been fouled on a three-point attempt this afternoon. As Jason mentioned, we've seen it in a lot of games this season. It's the first. Another look here.
Comes around the Adams screen, and Highland was trailing and got all up in his body on the release. I think that time it was Highland who fouled him in the first half as well. That time he got him across the shoulder even.
Couple mistakes from the freshman Highland. Glover, one of the better free throw shooters for the Citadel. Makes it a two-point game.
And this is a dream start for the Citadel. And again, if you're Western Carolina now, I think you get the ball in number 3's hands and let him get a good shot or a better shot for someone else.
This is number 3, Pelote, baseline, finishes off the glass.
I mean, that's what you want, right? You put the ball in his hands on the wing and say, go make a play. He went baseline. Citadel's help defense was not in place, and he's going to finish that 99% of the time.
14 points for Bernard Pelote, who went over 1,000 for his career in the first half. Adams, checked by Pelote. Kicks it to Fox, thought about it. Instead, he'll drive to the paint, surrounded. So it's Adebisi, top of the arc.
Well, that's now 3 triples for Adebisi, and I think Western Carolina, I mentioned in the first half, they've been daring him to shoot. He make 3. It might be time to start to challenge him. I thought they did a better job when Adams caught it not to double him, but then they sagged off Adebisi too far.
9 points for Shola Adebisi. Highland gets around Adams and 1.
And John Adams is playing with fire today. He's right in the face of Cam Glover. He did not like something about the way Glover handled that assignment defensively. We'll get another look at it, but a big shot for the freshman Highland going right at the big man. And I think he thought Glover was going to dig down there, and Glover just kind of half-heartedly reached in, and Adams, again, got right in his teammate's face.
Highland started the last 12 games coming into today after playing off the bench for the first 6 games of the year.
That's a big shot as he heads to the bench. You could start to feel the momentum shifting, and I think it says a lot, though. Nobody wants to be yelled at like Glover was, but if you're a team that can have accountability and understand that another veteran didn't like something you did and wear it, take the advice, and move on, that's a good sign.
Elbow jumper from Fox off the mark. Kell comes up with it for the Catamounts. They lead by 4. Here's McKee, guarded by Adams. Pelote for 3. Got it.
Well, you just can't let him get it off. You almost have to get right in his body and have some gap side or some gap help defense ready if he drives, because you let him rise up and you don't challenge it aggressively. Again, it feels like it's going in every time.
Yeah, 17 points. He's 3 for 4 from behind the arc. 7 for 10 overall. Fox, checked by Pelote. Finds Adams inside against Kell. And Pelote comes up with the rebound.
And again, I don't think you mind that. Let him catch it and try to score over you. He's always looking to pass to an open shooter.
Well, they get it inside to Pelote. Adams affected the shot. Several Bulldogs getting ready to check in. The next stoppage. Fox runs out of room. Glover Stepped out of bounds.
Boy, that's just huge again. Pelote misses the layup, which felt like it was going to force a timeout. And then again, an offensive player catches up and answered the call when the Citadel has needed some buckets. Now, after all that, they're still down 7. You just had 3 that would have been on the board come off because Glover caught it with the heel of his foot on the sideline. You're going to need some stops, and I think Adebisi is important on that end. And if he gives you more on the offensive end, especially from the perimeter, it's just gravy.
4 points in each of the last 3 games coming into today, but he already has 9. Double-digit points 5 times this season. Next bucket will give him 6. 7-point game here in Charleston. McKee spins around Adebisi. The athleticism of Chase McKee.
Good up fake, and he has supreme athleticism, as you mentioned, under the rim, and it's 6'10". An easy finish once you get the defender off his feet.
Here's Curse. Trying to get in the paint, but he's defended by the terrific McKee. 3 seconds for Adebisi, and he's fouled.
Well, Collins just has not been able to avoid fouling when he's been on the floor. He's only played 9 minutes, and he has 4 fouls. And that time, again, he forced a semi-difficult shot for Adebisi, and he challenged too aggressively and got him on the forearm.
Collins, a transfer from Princeton, his first 2 seasons with the Tigers. He's going to have to check out in foul trouble.
But again, today, Dave, I'm not sure that that's actually a detriment to Western Carolina just because of how good the guy who's replacing Collins every time is, Marcus Kell with 15.
You also have the height and athleticism of McKee inside. This time, Curse draws the foul.
That's a big sequence there. A missed free throw, and then Curse, who is certainly not the biggest guy on the floor, one of the smaller guys out there, able to come down with a rebound and go back to the free throw line. So a chance to steal a point here. Well, Ed Conroy was talking to us before the game. They trimmed that deficit at Wofford from 26 to 8 twice. And then what happened? They missed a free throw, down 8 both times. Here they've gotten within 8, missed a couple free throws.
Curse had 5 points at Wofford. He gets the second, averaging just over 11 minutes per game off the bench this season. Now some pressure from the Bulldogs. Trying to trap Emery. It's knocked out of bounds, stays with the Catamounts.
And both teams have done a pretty good job of taking care of the basketball today. Now they're also not playing a defense on the other side that is built on ball pressure and turning you over. That certainly helps.
And the point guard, Highland, not in the game right now for Western Carolina, so it's Emery who's handling those duties. Brown. Pure stroke.
Good look from Emery. A no-look pass into the corner. The Citadel, I think, because Highland, the point guard, was on the bench, and Ed Conroy, he likes their press look. They bring in Eze Wally, number 4, and then Curse, the 2 quick freshman guards who are more built for pressing, but they give them a quick 3 on the other end, and we'll see how long that strategy stays in place.
10 seconds for Christian Moore. Now the freshman Wally. Under 5. Moore. Can't hit before the buzzer. And a rebound for McKee.
Feels like a big 90 seconds until the next media timeout here. This goes to 15 or so. Not a good sign for the Citadel.
A lob and a finish from the athletic Chase McKee. And we'll take a break from inside McAllister Fieldhouse. 13-23. Alabama was drafted 9th overall in 1987 by Seattle. Was traded to Indiana for Detlef Schrempf. Really good shooter, lockdown defender on those great 90s Pacers teams. Jason, you and I were talking earlier before the game. I think both of us think that that's when the NBA was at its best, when Derek McKee was playing in it in the 90s.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Those were some fun games to watch. They were battles more so than the way the NBA game has trended these days. And you do get a little bit nostalgic thinking about it, as Cam Glover, I think, thought he was fouled again on a three, but Citadel comes up empty instead. And Chance McKee starting his career at Marshall. Good program there. And now with a chance to be impactful at Western Carolina.
A whistle that will go against the Bulldogs. John Adams.
And I think Adams actually did a pretty good job there. And I wondered if Kell slipped on his own feet or maybe tripped over Davidson's feet. But I thought on ball, Adams did a pretty good job, and he was surprised to be whistled for that foul as well.
12-point lead. Nice run for Western Carolina. Brown is short. He's up in the possession of Davidson. Here comes Christian Moore. Fox working his way inside against the freshman Brown.
That's just a matchup that if Brody Fox gets it, his eyes are going to light up. A true freshman against a guy who was a Division III All-American type player. He's been through the battles. He plays a physical brand of basketball. It's a tough matchup.
Great look inside of Kell. He's fouled by Christian Moore.
And that's not a bad foul either for Christian Moore. A good, hard foul. Not going to let him finish through contact. And you make a guy who's shooting a little under 70% on the year go to the line and make two. Now, he's 4 for 4 today, but that was a guaranteed 2 points if Moore doesn't go up and challenge it. And nobody in real serious foul trouble for the Citadel either.
That's the first miss at the line today for the Catamounts. They were 9 for 9, now 9 for 10. Nine for 11.
And that's why you foul him there, right? Make him earn it from the line instead of giving him the layup or the dunk. Now a chance to get it back down to single digits.
Ends up being a great foul from Christian Moore.
Also getting close to the bonus here for the Citadel. Want to continue to be aggressive going to the rim.
Fox gets downhill. Unable to finish, but draws the foul. The aggressive Brody Fox will head to the take on the Mercer Bears, who are led by Ryan Ritter, like Tim Kraft today, as a first-year head coach in the SoCon.
Yeah, he's done a great job, and I feel like a few times we've talked about how tough the schedule was for the Citadel to start SoCon play, but then you get to the halfway point, and you go, wait a second, Western Carolina's pretty good. VMI is pretty good. They're on a potential 4-game winning streak. And all of a sudden, you're playing these teams again, and you realize there isn't really an easy part of the schedule, and that it doesn't matter what the schedule is. You've got to play really good basketball to win games.
Brody Fox gets them both.
And it feels like he's been super, super quiet today, and give credit to Western Carolina defensively. But if the Citadel is going to go on a run here and make the final chunk of this game really dramatic, Brody Fox is going to be at the center of it once again.
Western's been shooting it well today. 47% from behind the arc. They try to get it inside to Kell. It's knocked out of bounds by Adebisi.
I'm interested to see, again, they haven't forced the ball to Pelot. And to his credit, he hasn't forced anything either, but he has been incredibly efficient, 7 for 11. When they need a bucket, they get it in his hands.
Back iron for Ice Emery. Here come the Bulldogs. Brody Fox. Check by Emery.
Emery averages 9 a game. He's not scored yet today, coming off the bench.
Cam Glover. And one.
Well, that's a really, really impressive physical play by Glover. I don't know that Pelot really did anything wrong there. It seemed like he was giving ground, but Glover, to his credit, went right into the bigger defender's chest and was still able to put it up on the rim softly.
Glover's done a lot of damage at the line already today. Going to do some more here. Finishes the three-point play. He's got 11 points. He's 6 for 7 at the line.
We've talked probably too much this year about the Citadel's free throw shooting, 58% as a team. But when Cam Glover is shooting a majority of those free throws instead of Fox or Adams or Adebisi, that number is going to go up.
It's a solid number today, 10 for 13 as a team. Pelote kicks it out. Stansberry took the contested three.
Well, numbers here for the Citadel if they hurry.
More contact. And one for Christian Moore.
Well, this building is awake on a Saturday afternoon, and a couple of Western Carolina players ended up on the floor going for the rebound. So you're 5-on-3 in transition, and Moore went right through Highland. I've talked about how hard it is to draw a charge now. You're just not going to get that call in transition anymore, and now Moore with a chance for a three-point play.
Well, it's back-to-back threes the old-fashioned way, Jason.
It's a 10-0 run for the Citadel, and we have a ball game here with just over 10 to go. Should set up for a thrilling finish.
2-point game. Western Carolina leads the Citadel 53-51. Stansberry finds some space, in and out.
Boy, what a tough day for Stansberry. Now 0 for 6 from the field. Moore tried to draw a charge, and Stansberry was wide open and maybe a little bit shocked at how open he was. Just couldn't get it to roll home.
Glover, almost another and one. Instead, he'll head to the line for two.
If that one falls, then I think we're looking at like an Angels in the outfield type of situation where somebody is guiding the ball into the basket. But how about Cam Glover? I don't recall seeing this version of Cam Glover often this year where he's just relentlessly probing the paint.
He's someone they made a priority of getting early in the spring, proven scoring guard. Someone who can play both on and off the ball.
And it's interesting you say that. I thought Ed Conroy made a really interesting point this week, and he's one of these guys that if you come from Division II or Division III, this was the old-fashioned three-point play a moment ago, that they're used to being the guy on a roster. They're used to having the ball in their hands, the offense running through them. Those guys, when you put a bunch of them together, have to learn how to play off the ball as well. And he feels like they're growing in that area, and we're kind of seeing that in the second half now, a lot better movement.
And he played at both of those levels you mentioned, started at D3, then D2, now D1. Emery quiets the crowd.
Big shot there for Ice Emery. That's an appropriate nickname, Ice. And you come in, the game gets from 12 down to 1, and you just hit a step-up three right in somebody's grill.
Emery, a JUCO transfer that was started his career at Merrimack in the NEC. Glover against Highland. Now Davidson, under 10. Brody Fox slices inside. Doesn't get the roll.
Really impressive to get that up on the rim as softly as he did, moving away to his weak hand.
Catamounts looking to build on a 4-point lead. Stansberry.
Just a game of back and forth jabs here. The Citadel goes on a run. And Western Carolina answers with 5 in a row. It's good old-fashioned conference basketball right now, shot for shot.
That's his first made shot from the field. And 1 for 7. Great feed to Glover.
I mean, he's playing out of his mind right now, and that time looked like they were going to him on the perimeter, and he took a jab step and went back toward. A good bounce pass from Adebisi.
14 points for Cam Glover. Lead 4 once again. Highland. Turnaround is no good. Brody Fox with the rebound for the Bulldogs.
You love to see that on the glass. Both Davidson and Fox went up with a mission to pull that rebound out.
Now we're going to have a foul called against the Catamounts.
And they got it on the floor, but it'll be double bonus the rest of the way for the Citadel. And you like the way they've been handling their business at the line over the last week. And they'll have a chance, if they continue that, to make some hay in this game if they continue to march to the free throw line.
They call it on Ice Emery. Minnesota native Brody Fox. It's the first.
Ice Emery has been talking to Brody Fox this entire time. He's right next to him on the lane, and Emery was in his ear the entire time. Fox calmly hits the free throw and then just said a couple of words back, and I think that was enough to satisfy Emery.
A couple of guys with Wisconsin ties. Of course, Brody played D3 college basketball in the state of Wisconsin, and Ice, a Wisconsin native, Appleton area.
You know who loves Wisconsin basketball, Dave? That's me. And Ice Emery, part of a really good NENA team that had former Wofford player Max Klesmit on it. Wofford really recruits that Fox Valley area just outside of Green Bay. Jeremy Lorenz from Brilliant is there right now. Storm Murphy of Wofford fame back in the day as well.
Klesmit now back in Wisconsin. Stansberry spins inside, gets in the paint, and finishes with the foul.
Now, this game is getting intense now. You're seeing some talking and some reactions after made shots and fouls, and it's all you can ask for. These teams don't like each other by this point in the game, and it should make for a thrilling finish like we've talked about.
Cord Stansberry coming alive for Western Carolina. We're at the 8-minute mark. Western leads the Citadel 60-56. Mocs on Wednesday as they take on Chattanooga. It's a Western team, Jason. They really challenged themselves in the non-conference and road games at Wake, FSU, Marquette, and Tennessee. Hasn't been the best of starts in conference play. They did pick up that first SoCon win, though, against Mercer back on January 12th. They'll look for another one this afternoon and then get to that schedule.
And they actually played the teams you mentioned fairly well. And if you want to undergo the most challenging thing possible, put a team of guys together at the Division I level for the first time and then go play at Tennessee and Marquette this year. That's an introduction by fire, but you just want to be ready for moments like these in a close game, in a conference game you feel you should win.
Again, a team that only returned 4 players this season, just one who saw the court last season, Bernard Pelote. Pelote has 17 for the Catamounts today. Fox with authority.
Well, that one will go on the highlight reel, and if they show a replay here, I want you to watch the job that I think Adebisi was doing under the basket. He sealed the defender and would not let him come over to help and challenge Fox on the dunk. And if he has a clear runway, boy, can he take off.
He brought the thunder, and he finishes a three-point play. And it's a two-point game here inside McAllister Fieldhouse. Kell takes it to the rim. He's stuffed by Adebisi. Glover trying to feed Fox, but his pass is stolen by Stansberry. Back and forth we go.
It's a great play by Adebisi, and it felt like you desperately needed to get a shot there. Everything was ready to pop here in this gym, and turned it over.
Stansberry gets Kirsch in the air. Doesn't draw the foul. And the rebound is ripped down by Davidson. 5-on-4 opportunity for the Bulldogs. Fox off the glass. It won't go. Now the Catamounts in transition, and it's Pelote.
Oh, we've seen a couple really impressive dunks in transition, and both teams trying to capitalize on their opponent's misses and get down the floor quickly. And so far, Western Carolina has just been able to do enough to maintain their lead.
Game high 19 for Bernard Pelote. Fox working against Pelote.
Well, they ran that play for Fox under the basket. He caught it with 2 feet in the lane, but Pelote did a really good job defensively.
Cam Glover's going to pick up a foul here for the Citadel against Emery. Another look at the Brody Fox dunk that electrified McAllister Fieldhouse. Finished with an and one. And defensively, Shola Adebisi deny Kell. The Bulldogs trying to come back here in the second half. They trailed by 4. Emery can't hit. Rebound for Christian Moore. Davidson over the freshman Brown.
Well, I know he hasn't played a ton of college basketball. He was at Lipscomb last year, didn't play all that often, but he just has sort of a veteran presence to him at times, or he just makes the simple play.
Nice move from Ice Emery, and this is the 3. Rebound for Brody Fox. Bulldogs with an opportunity to tie it or take the lead with a 3. Oh, and there's a steal for Stansberry, who jams it in.
Well, I had to mention that he plays like a veteran sometimes, and then he threw that one into harm's way. And again, the Citadel continues to get there to the top of the hill and then fall a little bit down the side again with some self-enforced wounds. Self-inflicted wounds. Self-enforced turnovers. Either way.
They both work. 9 points for Stansberry. The floater from Moore is good.
This high-quality shot making right now, and if somebody can step up and string some stops together and continue to play like they have been over the last 4 minutes offensively, they'll have a chance to grab a couple possession advantage.
Stansberry in and out. A rebound for Brody Fox. Bulldogs have 4 players in double figures. Fox with 15, Glover with 14, Moore with 11, Adebisi with 10. This is Christian Moore. 10 seconds for Glover. He'll drive. Now backing down Emery. Kicks it out. Christian Moore.
And that'll lead to a timeout by Ed Conroy, but what a smart play that time in the
Rowdy atmosphere here inside McAllister Fieldhouse. Fans have been treated to a good one. The Citadel leads Western Carolina 66-65. 4:23 left to go. Chase McKee getting ready to inbound for the Catamounts. Find themselves behind. First time in a long time, Jason.
They do, and now you got to go to the guys who you want to have the ball in their preferred spots. And right now, if you look on the floor, it's this guy who just got it in Pelote. He can get a shot that's pretty good anywhere on the floor, from the paint to outside the arc.
He's 8 for 12 from the field today. Stansberry has not been shy here in the second half. Pelote, a 3. Fight for the rebound. Another opportunity for the Catamount. Stansberry is fouled by Adams.
And I think the guy that gets some credit there is Highland, who didn't grab the rebound, but C.J. Highland came flying in, dove for the loose ball, and actually knocked it to a teammate. He comes in from the right there, and I think purposefully tipped it in the direction of Stansberry, who then catches it and gets fouled. It's a really high-quality hustle play by C.J. Highland.
Stansberry, excellent free throw shooter. First is perfect. Transfer from Pepperdine, a couple seasons with the Waves. He redshirted as a freshman and then 32 games off the bench last season. Hits them both. Well, Cam Glover is now wearing number 8 for the Bulldogs. Brody Fox makes his move, gets inside, and finishes.
Well, right now they're just going back and forth with quality shots. Both teams trying to get to the rim, knowing that they're going to shoot free throws if they get fouled. Fox, in a blink of an eye, has started to take over.
Stansberry kicks it out. Highland, a 3. McKee and Fox fighting for the rebound. It's off of McKee, who's not happy with the call, and it's Bulldogs basketball.
So big possession here. The Citadel has been up by one a couple of times. They haven't really been able to stretch that lead to 2 or 3 or even 4. And a big possession here as they have a chance to really start to put some game pressure on Western Carolina.
Fox now up to 17. This is Davidson. Brody Fox will try a 3. Offensive rebound for Christian Moore. The putback won't go.
Back to 20, and that's why it was showing 19 when play was stopped.
It's Fox, Moore, Davidson, Adebisi, and Glover on the floor for the Bulldogs. Glover wearing 8, Adebisi 15. This is Moore off the glass.
You know, he's having one of those games that as a young player you dream about, where everything seems to be going your way, and he's on double-double watch now with 16 and 8. Make that 18 and 8, pardon me.
And the Bulldog lead is 3. Stansbury got Davidson in the air. He'll draw the foul.
Well, by this point in the game, it's pretty clear that Stansbury is going to head fake and going to try to get you in the air and draw contact. That's the 3rd or 4th time now that the Citadel is bit on the initial fake. This time it's Davidson, and he's not jumping vertically. He's jumping out toward the shooter, and Stansbury good enough to draw the fouls. And you already talked about how good he is when he gets here.
94% coming into today. He's now 6 for 6 at the line this afternoon. Ice Emery checks back in for the Catamounts. Highland will get a rest with 2:12 to go. As expected, Stansbury hits them both. A 1-point game. As we approach 2 minutes to go. Christian Moore has 18 for the Bulldogs. This is Adebisi. They get it inside to Davidson. Looks to distribute from the post. 10 seconds for Fox. Davidson a deep 3. Off the mark. The rebound is in the possession of Stansbury.
Important to note, Western Carolina with 3 timeouts remaining. The Citadel has just 1.
Emery is fouled.
And those hurt so much because I'm not sure Emery is necessarily driving to score there. And when you're in the bonus and you bump a guy like that in a 1-point game, well, he's going to the free throw line with a chance to give his team the lead instead of forcing a tough shot that you contest.
It's his first trip to the line this afternoon. 76% free throw shooter. It's the first.
Now, the interesting part about this is, and Western Carolina won a close game over Mercer, but these teams haven't been in a lot of spots in a while in a close game where they held on to win it. So who executes better in sort of an unfamiliar spot?
We're tied at 70. Into the miss from Emery. Brody Fox backs it back out. Fox, one-on-one with Pelote. Hands off to Davidson. Davidson tries to feed Adebisi inside. He's disrupted by Pelote. Timeout.
Inbounding it right now for Western Carolina. Stansbury has kind of been the go-to guy here of late.
Here's Stansbury. Now Pelote. He's short. A rebound for Adebisi.
Now that looked good, just a little bit strong. And now the Citadel has the same opportunity. Ed Conroy choosing, at least for now, not to use the timeout.
Davidson. Now Fox. And Stansbury will be called with the foul. That'll send Brody Fox to the line, not what Stansbury was hoping to do.
Yeah, that's a really tough play because the pass from Kurz was just kind of hanging out there tantalizingly. Stansbury thought he could get it, and when he couldn't, he tried to slam on the brakes, but Fox, being the heady player he is, made sure to bump shoulders. And now a guy who has scuffled here at the line in a big spot.
In and out on the first. That's his first miss today. He's now 5 for 6 from the line.
The problem now, if you're the Citadel, if he misses this, Western Carolina could effectively take the last shot and either win it or go to overtime. If you make it, obviously, they've got to be a little bit more aggressive.
Fox gives the Bulldogs the lead. 30 seconds to go. Stansbury. He drives. Stansbury in the paint. Unable to convert. Rips down the offensive rebound, and he's fouled.
And Ed Conroy cannot believe it. He thought it was a loose ball. Everybody going in there trying to grab it. You can see him making the motion that he thought the Western Carolina player was juggling it. But boy, that's a tough foul call in that spot. Double bonus.
See, he gets his own rebound.
I just didn't see a lot of contact there aside from the normal scrapping for a loose ball. And again, to add to that, it didn't feel like possession was owned by one team or another.
Stansbury at the line for the Catamounts. Pure on the first.
So the question is, depending on what happens, and it's just been answered, Ed Conroy is going to call the timeout now and make Stansbury think about it a little bit longer. But because you no longer have a timeout, you also have to draw up a plan here on a miss or a make. What do we want to do? How quickly do we need to do it?
Today, 9 for 9. Catamounts had the lead.
Whatever you do, you got to do it quick here.
Fox, a collision, and a foul will go. Not close on the first.
Well, you missed the first one, and now the pressure ramps up considerably. You always want to make the first, and then it feels like a weight is taken off of your shoulders. And a good job here by Paxton Davidson to grab him and say, look, we trust you. You've been here before. Knock this one down.
Work side. This is Ice Emery.
The basket being fronted by Moore.
It's Pelote. Pelote, the floater, it's short.
Almost an identical game, field goal percentage within 1%. That's how you get to OT.
And a couple of teams that turn the ball over a bit this season, they have not today. They get it inside to Stansbury. The defense from Davidson.
Well, they've left some points on the table today. Stansbury with a couple of point-blank misses that he'll regret if they don't find a way to win this.
4 in double digits for the Bulldogs. Fox is one of them. He has 19. This is Glover. He has 14. Cam Glover will head to the line as the foul will be called on Ice Emery, who does not agree.
And it's interesting that C.J. Hyland, the freshman point guard who starts, and Ice Emery didn't really have a big impact on the first, 35 minutes of the game. But here in overtime, it's Emery guarding Glover and Hyland on the bench right now.
Remember, Hyland fouled him on a couple of three-point attempts earlier in the game.
And Tim Kraft said they really had an open competition, if you will, preseason among Hyland and Emery for one. Also, a guy that we haven't seen today in Brandon Morgan. And Hyland won that battle. So you're without a guy that's kind of ran the show for a bulk of the season.
And he had been their best on-ball defender.
That as well. And you're seeing Glover go to work. in this game. He had been quiet in the final few minutes, but having another big game.
16 for Glover. Bulldogs lead by 2. Kell a 3. A rebound for Adebisi.
Now can the Citadel build a 2-possession lead? They haven't yet.
Moore. No. A rebound for Kell.
It's a great rebound by Marcus Kell.
Cord Stansbury trying to get inside on Adebisi. Stansbury, not much room to get that shot off.
Well, he got away with the hook, and then he put himself in an impossible spot. Unless his arms were 8 feet long, he was not going to be able to reach under the rim and flip it in.
Paxton Davidson pulls up at the foul line and hits.
Haven't seen that in the arsenal of Paxton Davidson this year. Just a little one-hand floater. Got 2 feet in the paint, stopped at his tracks, and flipped it in.
10 points for Davidson. Collins inside. No, another opportunity. That won't go. A third try.
Boy, they have missed so many point-blank shots, and if they didn't score on that possession, that might have been the backbreaker. But Collins stuck with it among 3 Bulldogs and was able to finish. That's a big bucket because in overtime, you fall behind a couple possessions. If you go empty, then the pressure really starts to build.
First bucket of the game for Collins. He's been in trouble with 4 fouls. Davidson, another floater.
Boy, has he come alive here in this 5-minute segment, getting to his spot and able to knock it down twice in a row.
12 points for Paxton Davidson. The Bulldogs lead by 4. Pelote. He's so good.
I mean, he really is, and he told the entire crowd here, which was really getting into this one, to shush for a second as he ran back down the floor. But again, if he gets a clean release, you just feel like it's going in. And he has, 22 points on 15 shots today. He has been electric as advertised.
Leading all scorers is Bernard Pelote. Christian Moore working on Kell. Moore is denied by Kell.
That's one spot that's not his strength. He's going body to body and then trying to elevate over a larger defender. Kell did a good job of staying straight up, playing defense with his chest and blocking it.
Pelote gives the Catamounts the lead.
Man, when you need a big shot, it's great to have a guy like Pelote. And how about him coming from a bench role on a great team into the spotlight, the top of the scouting report, and
sell, as you mentioned, to get Pelote to stay.
Nowadays, even if you're not a new coaching staff, you have to recruit the guys on your team because anybody can leave at any time.
That's a great point as well. Bulldogs trail by 1. Davidson, pump fake.
1 minute remaining.
Dribbles out. Glover makes his move. Now it's Moore. Floater from Christian Moore won't go. Kell comes up with the rebound.
So you have time to play this out defensively. There's about a 17-second difference between shot and game clock, so a chance to get a stop and have the ball with a chance to take the lead just like they did in regulation.
Collins on the floor right now and having for a large chunk of this game with those 4 fouls. Under 20 to go. Swinging around, Davidson. In and out. Kell comes up.
You want to catch going towards your basket.
Paxton Davidson. An opportunity to win it.